Hey guys, what's up? It's Daniel at TrailerMountain.com, and today I'm going to be testing the Timex Metropolitan watch from Timex.com. Here's their website. These guys have been making timepieces for a really long time, and they're really making some nice stuff. You know, I'm a watch guy, and I've had watches for years, and I have several. Really nice dress watches to digital watches that do a lot of cool things, but I wanted something in between, and I was waiting for somebody to come up with this, and then sure enough, Timex makes it. They've been making watches since like the 1800s. So anywho, Timex made the Metropolitan watch, and this is an activity tracking watch, so it tracks your steps, your calories, and how far you've gone on a daily basis, but looks like a retro style regular watch, but has a lot built into it. But it has Bluetooth, and it links to your smartphone, so I'm going to show you what it's all about. First off, there it is, Timex box right here. It comes really nice in a nice little presentation box. So I'm going to get that out. Okay, so here it is right here. This is the Timex Metropolitan. And I'm going to get it out of the box, out of the presentation box here, and I'm going to show you what this thing is all about. It comes in a nice little pillow, as it should. And you have your little Timex Metropolitan book, and you know, because it's so thick, a lot of people would think, like right out of the gate, like, wow, there must be so much built into this thing. It's really not that much built into it, but this book has several languages, and that's why it's so thick. Not only does it come with the orange strap, but it also comes with a black rubber strap, and these are super easy to replace because of this little guy right here. So you basically just put your fingernail in there and kind of slide that thing over, and then you could replace the straps really easy. All the straps are extremely interchangeable and very easy. All right, so there you go. Now, if you can see all the nice little orange subdials right there on the top here, let's see if I can get a little closer. You can read that. You have SD, Bluetooth, and then off. S is for steps, D is for distance. Bluetooth turns the watch on. I'll hit the crown here, so that'll turn the watch on. And then you can turn the Bluetooth off. So over here, this has your percentage of how far you've gone, percentage-wise, of your daily goal. So say you want to set this thing for, you know, a couple of miles a day, you can set that in the app and it'll sync to the phone, and the watch will know how far you've gone to your goal on a daily basis. And then the other one, the other orange hand here, will count along the bezel. And you can see the numbers, hopefully you can see the numbers there of how far, you know, it'll actually count steps. So on the back here, it does have a stainless steel back, Philippine movement. So the battery that's built into here is a CR2025 little watch battery, those little round wafer batteries. And it does have about an estimated approximate battery life of about 1.5 years, which is pretty strong. It's also 50-meter water resistant, and it also has built-in Timex Indiglow, which is one of the features I really like about Timex watches. The Indiglow, it's not extremely bright, but it makes everything crystal clear, and you can see things at night, which is great. So as I said, I wanted like an activity tracker that I can monitor my steps and my distance on a daily basis, but I wanted it to look analog and not digital or high-techy. And this watch looks fantastic in my opinion. As I said, I'm a watch guy and I really enjoy different styles of watches, and some watches, you know, you get out there, they're in the couple $100,000 range now. I mean, watches have become such a niche, you know, market that there's a lot of companies out there making really high-end watches, and there's a lot of companies making lower-end watches that are still great. And as I said, Timex has been around since 1854 making timepieces. So these guys definitely know what they're doing. They've been doing it for a long time, and they make affordable, really nice, high-end timepieces. And you know, Timex is known for being one of those watches that just lasts forever. You know, it's you know, it's not uncommon to see somebody with, like, you know, a Timex watch that, you know, their parents had or their grandparents had. So keep that in mind when you're looking at Timex. These guys are making good stuff, and they've done it for a really long time. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the sync process. So you want to go to the Timex Connected app, which is right there. So Timex Connected. Let's say there's a firmware update available. So I'll do it now. Oh, I got to put the watch in sync mode. What's interesting is that when it's updating its firmware, you can actually hear it. And I'll put it close to the microphone so you can maybe hear it. It's updating itself right now. Okay, looks like it's stopped. And it's updating the firmware on it right now. I have been using this watch for the past week, and I really like it so far. I have monitored it next to a other activity tracker, and it seems like it's pretty dead on as for steps and distance and all that. You can see on the dial there, let's see if I can get this thing a little closer. You can see it going back and forth. It's basically updating itself. It's about 65% done now. Okay, now it's doing its file number 2 of 3 and doing 3 of 3. And 3 of 3 looks like it's going to take a little while, so I'm going to stop the video real quick and we're going to wait for this to finish and I'll continue on. Alright, so it's about 45% right now, but look at the bottom dial there. The minute hand is kind of blocking it, but watch it for a second. It actually shows the percentage of the download on the watch as well. See if it gets a little higher there. The orange hand right here on the bottom. It's just past 55% right now. So it's actually showing the percentage. So it's actually showing the percentage on the watch as the watch gets downloaded with the latest firmware. Closing in on 75%. See it moving up right there. We're almost at 80%. There's 90%. And there we go. We're at 100%. You have one button really, and it's this button right here, which is the sync button. And if you notice, when I hit it, let's see if I get a little closer here. Watch the top dial on the top left. It'll go to push and hold it. It'll go to Bluetooth, right? So once you hit it on Bluetooth, then you go to your app. You go into top here, and then you go to sync. And it's going to sync. Okay, so now it's synced. And then the sync mode is over. You hit the button here. Push and hold it. And it'll go all the way up to the top, which is steps. Now if you want to change it, it'll go to distance. Or you can hit it again, it goes back to steps. Okay. I just like to leave it on steps. But there's your stats. Today I haven't really gone very far, but just sitting here, it says that it burned about almost 600 calories. When you go into watch control, in watch control you can enter in all your stats. You know, how old you are, how much do you weigh, male, female, all of that stuff. You go to sensor set, you can set the sensor sensitivity. I have it set to medium. Distance adjustment, so if you have really long legs and you have a different stride than somebody who has really short legs, you can set the parameters for that as well. You can go units of measure, you can go imperial or metric. And then in the app settings right here, here's where you set all your distance goals and all that other stuff. So you can set the watch nickname to whatever you want. You can do, okay, I have a 6,000 goal step, so I'm going to change that to 13,000. Okay. And my distance goal, I want to set it to 5 miles. You could do firmware check from here, you could do factory reset, or you can remove the watch from the app, which is really great. So just as like a regular everyday watch, it's a good looking watch, you know. I really like it. It fits well. I have small wrists, so one issue that I found with the orange strap is on the little band holders right here. They are built into the actual strap, and I'll show you what I mean. So you have these two little guys right here, and they're actually stitched into the strap, and this is what holds the strap when it goes through and does its thing right here, and that's what holds it in place. However, I have really small wrists, so for me, when I put this watch on and put it on to about, say, here, that would be where I would wear it, but we have this, and that just bugs me. So if this little guy was maybe a ½ an inch down, it would be more ideal for some people that have small wrists like me. You know, as I said, it's not that big a deal. The rubber strap has these little guys that slide up and down. So I'm going to get the rubber strap on the watch and show you how that works. You can see on the back side of the strap here, that little button right there, you just slide it over and this little guy just pops right off, just like that. Do the same thing with the other one. So that. We're going to put the new one on here. All right, so now the black strap is on, and I'm going to put the black strap on. What I'll do is I'll do this backwards so you can see it. So here's the black strap. And, you know, I like the orange as well because the orange makes everything pop, and it also matches the actual the hands for the Bluetooth on the activity tracker. But the black rubber strap looks nice too. And because of actual has black rubber straps, these little guys you can slide over and you don't have that little tab hanging out right here that's going to get caught on everything. So once again, there's options. You know, if you didn't like that little flap hanging over, you could take it off and put on a different strap. They have several different strap options for you as well. So there's your black rubber strap. Here's how you interchange the actual straps themselves. You have these little slide pins, super easy to change by yourself, and you have a good looking watch that's going to keep track of all of your steps throughout the day. You know, like me, I walk a lot, so I'm constantly on my feet, and I wanted something that's going to monitor, be like, you know, I wonder how far I walk on a daily basis just doing random stuff. So on average, I usually walk about 12 to 13 miles a day. And I didn't really notice it until I started using an activity tracker. I didn't want to put on one of those, you know, high-tech activity trackers on my wrist, like a Fitbit or, you know, one of those other ones. I wanted something that looked like a real watch, and this one looks like a real watch and looks nice. All right, so that's my review of the Timex Metropolitan activity tracker. As I said, it's from Timex.com. Here's their website. Definitely want to make sure you check these guys out. These guys are making a lot of high-end watches and other stuff too. They make their own, you know, Fitbit style activity tracker. You may have seen my other reviews on those, as well as higher end, you know, smartwatches, so to speak, like the One Plus, which you may have also seen my review on. So keep that in mind. Timex is something for everyone, as well as just regular watches. If you just want a regular watch that tells the time, Timex has that as well, and they make a lot of watches that look really nice. So if you like my review and found it informative, you want to get one of these for yourself, click on that link down in my description box below and make your purchase. When you do, it helps support my website. If you guys have any questions or comments about this watch, please leave them down below in my comment section. I will get back to you as quickly as I can. Also, too, please like, share, and subscribe. there's the like button right there. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. So thanks again for tuning into TrailerMountain.com. Please keep checking back for more gear reviews, other outdoor related hodgepodge, and giveaways. Take care, guys. Get outdoors.